Day 14, Chapter 4, page 52. God will set everything in order. There is no need to doubt, to be fearful that the work will not succeed. God is at the head of the work, and He will set everything in order. If matters need adjusting at the head of the work, God will attend to that and work to right every wrong. Let us have faith that God is going to carry the noble ship which bears the people of God safely into port. Has God no living church? He has a church, but it is the church militant, not the church triumphant. We are sorry that there are defective members, that there are tares amid the wheat. Although there are evils existing in the church and will be until the end of the world, the church in these last days is to be the light of the world that is polluted and demoralized by sin. The church enfeebled and defective, needing to be reproved, warned, counseled, is the only object upon earth upon which Christ bestows His supreme regard. The bulwarks of Satan will never triumph. Victory will attend the third angel's message. As the captain of the Lord's host tore down the walls of Jericho, so will the Lord's commandment-keeping people triumph, and all opposing elements be defeated. Distribution of responsibility urged. What we want now is reorganization. We want to begin at the foundation and to build up a different principle. Here are men who are standing at the head of our various institutions, of the educational interests, and of the conferences in different localities and in different states. All these are to stand as representative men, to have a voice in moulding and fashioning the plans that shall be carried out. There are to be more than one or two or three men to consider the whole vast field. The work is great, and there is no one human mind that can plan for the work which needs to be done. Now I want to say, God has not put any kingly power in our ranks to control this or that branch of the work. The work has been greatly restricted by the efforts to control it in every line. There must be a renovation, a reorganization. A power and a strength must be brought into the communities that are necessary. New conferences must be formed. It was in the order of God that the Union Conference was organized in Australia. It is not necessary to send thousands of miles to Battle Creek for advice and then have to wait weeks for an answer. Those who are right on the ground are to decide what shall be done. The 1901 General Conference session responds. Who do you suppose has been among us since this conference began? Who has kept away the objectionable features that generally appear in such a meeting? Who has walked up and down the aisles of this tabernacle? The God of heaven and His angels. And they did not come here to tear you in pieces, but to give you right and peaceable minds. They have been among us to work the works of God, to keep back the powers of darkness, that the work of God designed should be done, should not be hindered. The angels of God have been working among us. I was never more astonished in my life than at the turn things have taken at this meeting. This is not our work. God has brought it about. Instruction regarding this was presented to me. But until the sum was worked out at this meeting, I could not comprehend this instruction. God's angels have been walking up and down in this congregation. I want every one of you to remember this, and I want you to remember also that God has said that He will heal the wounds of His people. During the General Conference, the Lord wrought mightily for His people. Every time I think of that meeting, a sweet solemnity comes over me and sends a glow of gratitude to my soul. We have seen the stately steppings of the Lord our Redeemer. We praise His holy name, for He has brought deliverance to His people. It has been necessary to organize union conferences that the General Conference shall not exercise dictation over the separate conferences. The power vested in the conference is not to be centered in one man or 2 men or 6 men. There is to be a council of men over the separate divisions.